Yes, people. OMONDI Jubilee here for the Man United Agenda, and I'm joined by 5 top guys here. It's we've got TalkMU, we've got Matt, we've got Connor, we've got Shah, and we've got Kahinde, and we're talking about Michael Carrick, who's our new interim coach. Yo, greetings everyone. This is the Man United Agenda, and it's UK time, 7 o'clock, and we are discussing Man United again. Second show today, all because of this big sacking, or whether he's blessed voluntarily or mutual agreement. I don't know. We're going to find out in the weeks to come. But I've got an announcement to make. I just want to introduce everybody. How you doing, TalkMU?
Yeah, big up.
How you doing, Matty?
Big up, yeah. Good, thanks, mate.
Good. See you this morning, little bro. How you doing, man?
Yeah, good, bro. Good, man.
Good. Shah, how you doing, bro?
Oh, good. Thanks. Good, everyone. Evening.
And big man Connor, how you doing, sir?
Less for less. I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
So it seems like everyone's fine with. No one's crying. No one's upset about what's went down. Everyone seems to be good. Enjoy their Sunday. Anyway, here's the announcement I'm going to say, and this is what the show is going to be about. Okay. So let's have a look at this. Man United have announced Michael Carrick will be caretaker for now before an interim appointment until the end of the season. So he's going to be a caretaker for now before an interim appointment until the end of the season. So he's caretaker now, and then he might be announced as interim. Oh no, then maybe an interim manager will come in before the end of the season. All right, and sorry, let me just get this right. It suggests that those running at Manchester United have a plan in place to bring in a currently employed manager next summer. All right, do you want me to read that again?
No.
Michael Carrick to be announced. Michael Carrick to be announced as caretaker for now before an interim appointment until the end of the season.
Mm-hmm.
It suggests that those running Manchester United have a plan in place to bring in a currently employed manager next summer. Everyone understand that?
Where's that from?
Let's go.
Where's that from?
I got secret sources at Man U. No, it's a BBC website.
BBC
Wait. You know that's lies already because they said that they have a plan.
So, you know what? Look.
Yeah. Okay, well, there you go.
Let me just put it this
Right.
way.
So, hold on. Let's have some order in this court. Okay. I want to know what we make of this. So, does this mean we've already got someone in place that they've employed already in the club that we're eyeing up? You know? And who's going to be the interim manager? That's what we're saying. Michael Carrick's caretaker at the moment. Someone's obviously going to come in and take over for the rest of the season. Let's start with you, TalkMU. What are your feelings about that announcement?
It's a shambles. We got an interim manager in while we get an interim manager.
No. He's a caretaker. Let me start again. Michael Carrick's going to be a caretaker.
Yeah, but it's the same
caretaker
thing,
until an interim manager will be employed to the end of the season.
It's the same thing, though, bro. Come on. We know it's the same thing.
Okay, sorry. Go on.
We're all at sea here. It's quite clear there's been no planning at all by the club. It's all over the shop. And so, you know what? For me, I mean, they're talking about here bringing in a currently employed manager. So who's that then? It's either Brendan Rodgers or Pochettino.
At the end of the season.
Yeah, but or hopefully Ten Hag, because I don't want either of the two aforementioned. I'm just not interested in any of them two. Because for me, they're both failures. So we're going to go for Pochettino and get him from failing at another club and then bring him to United. We
don't know that yet. We don't know. We're just speculating.
That's what it looks like to me.
Okay. Matty, anything to add to that? What I've just said about the announcement?
Well, yeah. Look, I mean, I do think that Carrick and co should have probably gone with Ole. I think that was probably the right thing they should have done. They didn't do it. And, hearing maybe that Laurent Blanc might be the man to be the interim until the end of the season, I kind of like it. It could be worse, couldn't it? So look, I mean, it's difficult. Seeing Carrick take it on, I think like Ole said as well, it's a tough task for him as well because he's not really experienced, is he? So I wish him all the best.
Connor, what do you think about that?
See, I don't mind this. I'm kind of the opposite of talk, and we've been disagreeing a little bit lately.
Don't start all that again.
We're kind of on opposite sides here. I understand that a lot of people are asking why now, especially as we view Villarreal Tuesday, but it's because Ole he needed to go. Carrick's here. He's the only one left. He'll go as soon as the interim comes in, of course. If that's Blanc, it's great because I think Blanc's not that terrible of a manager for the rest of the year. And rumors are right now that Ten Hag has agreed to come to United, but the problem is just convincing Ajax to let him go mid-season. And basically they're okay with him leaving end of the year. They just will not let him go mid-season. So if this just means we have to have Blanc for 3/4 of the year and then we get Ten Hag at the end of the year, it's dreams. I'm completely for it.
Shah, what do you think about that? More is coming to light.
Well, to be honest with you, my focus is really like what we're going to do with Carrick and the Champions League game, because this Villarreal game on Tuesday for Carrick to reinvigorate the troops is something that to me is an important situation. But also we have to remember that Carrick, Field and McKenna have been the ones that have been coaching and giving this information to this team, right? Existing. Yesterday, the day before, this current coaching setup, have been given guidance to our football players on our team on the pitch at the moment. And that's actually where my concern is personally. I think, is this actually going to get us in any better situation than what we're already in? Carrick openly admits on Boot Room with the FA, where he opens up and has a conversation with them on the FA Boot Room. You can check it out on the website, and he highlights there that he says that him and Phil McKenna switch their first, the first team coaching meetings, etc. Right? So this is going to continue. So the only thing that really seems to me that's gone is actually the man management of the player, which is Ole. So I think we need to look at these things that are important and what these next couple of games looks like. Everyone knows it's about the next game. And this next game is probably one of our biggest games this season. So
okay. Thank you. Kahinde, what do you think about that?
All right, so it's obvious that we can't get our number one target during the season because those targets, they won't be available to the end of the season. Ten Hag's doing really well. He wants to, with Ajax, he wants to see out the season and see what he can achieve. Same with Poch, I guess, and whoever else we're targeting, and Rodgers. It's just, as an interim, I'm sure Ole came in as an interim 3 years ago. And he was just there, supposed to be there till the end of the season to steady the ship. But then he went on this fantastic run, and they decided, let's give him the job and not try and approach Poch. So I hope something like that doesn't happen with Carrick, where he goes on the run with 15, 20 games, unbeaten or whatever, and they say, actually, let's just give him the job. Because like Shah was saying, Carrick is probably a part of the problem. Ole was not doing any of the coaching on the field. Carrick is part of the coaching team. So I really hope that doesn't happen. I like the idea what Connor said about Laurent Blanc. I hadn't heard anything about that before he mentioned it. I like that because it's just someone else coming in, different coaching style to what we're using. So yeah, hopefully Blanc comes in and Carrick just takes over for a couple of games like Ryan Giggs did those few years ago.
All right, based on that, I just want to add, right, so I've heard what everyone's got to say. Just want to go back to you, Kahinde, quickly, because you said something interesting. You like Laurent Blanc, and who else likes Laurent Blanc? I heard Matt say, okay, are we getting drawn into this thing where it's sentimental reasons because he was a good player and he played for Man United? Is that why we like him, or do we like him because of his coaching or his management?
He gave us one season at the end of his career.
What has he done? What has he done? I'm just asking. What has Laurent Blanc done to deserve a spot at Man United, even for just to the end of the season? Just thrown out there. Connor,
right, you asked me first, didn't you?
All right, so all right, you go first. You go first.
I could be mistaken, but I think he won the league at Bordeaux, which is
you would be
quite
mistaken.
an achievement.
No, you will be mistaken.
Okay, all right. Well, I know that he came in the top 2 or something. I know he did something well. He's also been national team manager of France. I think he's got the credentials to lead us till the end of the season. I'm not saying a long-term thing. I just don't want anyone associated with Man United, associated with the team Carrick. I don't care who it is, whether it's Darren Fletcher or whatever. I don't want anyone.
I'm putting it out there, guys. Matt, you might know as Bordeaux manager, has he ever done anything? But I'm putting out there, Connor, what do you know about his credentials as manager? Because I think we don't want to get sucked into this sentimental.
He won trophies with PSG. He's won multiple. And so let me list who he brought into PSG with him. Cavani. So he gets to reunite Marquinhos, Luca Digne. He's also brought in Di Maria. He brought in Kevin Trapp, Stromboli, all while he's there. And you want to know what his formation is?
Yep.
4-3-3. He's a 4-3-3. He's got previous success. He won 3 trophies his first year with PSG in 2012, 2013.
Yep.
He won trophies pretty much the entire time he was there. And brought in star players every single time. He gets to reunite with one of his old players in Cavani, and he plays the exact formation that we've been begging on our knees for over a year. If there is another manager that is better to be our intern till the end of the season, find me him, because I can't.
I'm sorry, Connor. I just want to put this out to my brother. He did win the league with Bordeaux. That wasn't a mistake. He did win the league with Bordeaux. Yeah.
I said you might be mistaken.
Yeah. You stand corrected. But the PSG achievement.
Hold on. No, mate, we just got to draw a point here.
Anyone could win with PSG, but to win with Bordeaux, the only bad thing that I can say about him is he sold us a Gabriel Obertan. But apart from that,
that's how good he is.
Let's not forget. After the Liverpool game, right? It was at that moment that talks were happening. That's when Conte was mentioned and everything else. So I need to be explained to as to why we are now in a position that we're going to take this crap coach into our Champions League game. That is a must-win game. When they knew then that Ollie was only on a certain amount of time, and it was obvious that he was going to get sacked. Why have they not already gone and got Laurent Blanc, if that's the case, and lined him up? So that after yesterday, when they sacked him, Laurent Blanc was already on his way to take over for this big game. It just shows you how much of a shambles we are. We're an absolute shambles.
Yeah, there's no plan B, was there?
No.
Blanc's a
he
former player
should have
as
been
well.
back before the international break. Then they would have had time to plan this. It's all panic.
Do you know what, though? If I'm honest with you, I think from a perspective of the decision that's happened after yesterday's result, I think the board wanted to see how yesterday was going to go, right? I think we all were thinking, do you know what? They're going to come back. Like, we're all going to, every game that we go into, we're going to go, yeah, we're going to win this. Doesn't matter whether it's Liverpool, whether it's Man City, whoever it is, right? With Man United, we always feel, right, we can win this. Bounce back. Here's the bounce back. The situation that happened is that the break was there. The board were obviously confident in Ollie because they didn't sack him over the international period, right? The pressure came because it was evident on the pitch that the players weren't playing at all.
Just
which was, which is
you said the board had confidence.
You
said the board had confidence in them. That's why they didn't sack him prior to that.
Exactly. And then
is it just the Watford game? That's
the final man.
I think the Watford game, because it had been obviously 3, 4, 5 matches where we've had very bad results, right? I think that Watford game just literally, it wasn't Joel Glazer saying that we're going to sack Ollie, because these guys had to get hold of him to sign it off. He wasn't on the phone. It's the rest of the board, right?
All right.
The other 40% were putting pressure on him, right? So the pressure has come from probably the side of the board that needs to be more in control.
Matty, I want to come back to you because you said something quite interesting about you think Carrick and other guys who have been associated with Ollie, guilty by association kind of thing, should also maybe be punished or be sacked or leave. So do you want to talk about that, Matt? Do you want to just add, like, elaborate on what you were just saying there about that and how you feel about it? Why you feel so strongly about it? That's interesting.
Well, if you're a team of manager and coaches, you should go with the manager. Like, you know how like the captain of the ship goes down and the crew goes down with him as well. I think they should have, to be fair. And I think looking at it, he was sort of scapegoated. Now everyone was pointing the finger and saying it's all Ole. And even Bruno came out, didn't he, after the game? Was like, it's all of us. I think it's everybody, the whole club from top to bottom. Everything going on at the club at the moment is just disaster. I mean, you look at every other team right now and every other fan, they're at least prouder than us at the moment. We're the least proudest team I think in the league, to be fair. Everybody else has at least been run some sort of way with some sort of integrity and some sort of plan, where we don't have a plan at all. And I think we're just pushing Michael Carrick in now, and I feel unfortunate for him going into this Champions League game. Like you said, massive game, and he has no experience at all, managing at all. He came into that role as a player straight in, same as Fletcher pretty much, and I just kind of think like it's just all rushed.
But he was appointed for Jose Mourinho days, Matt.
He was appointed with Jose,
right? So I hope he came in to play a coach
the
role
board
then.
in general.
No, but what I'm saying
That's
is
what I'm saying. The board in general,
really.
they're the ones that are just doing. Yeah, let's just get people in.
I think it's literally just we have no other choice. They'll go. They'll go when Blanc comes in. And again, Blanc, another thing, he's a former defender, and at a high, he played for Olympique Marseille and he played for Saint Etienne in the French league. So he's not some slouch as a player either. He's a defender, which is our literal biggest weakness.
The way it looks, though, Connor, the way it looks is from what I'm hearing, what I'm reading is that whoever comes in is going to have to work with said and aforementioned coaching setup because of the way Man United have gone and give them these contracts, etc.
No, because I already saw a thing that said Phelan's gone. Phelan won't be staying.
Phelan's not gone. Carrick has already said that he's keeping McKenna and Phelan.
Okay, because I saw a thing when they fired Ole that it was Phelan going as well. But I think as Blanc comes in, you have to get rid of the entire thing below him. You can't.
That would be Blanc's decision.
You can't. So here, Blanc, here's your team. But guess what? Now you get to have all the same coaches that shit on the club with Ole. Go deal with them as well.
That ain't going to work, is it? You know what I mean? Because it
doesn't matter how good of a manager you are.
You have to have your own
It doesn't matter how good of a manager you are. If you haven't got the coaching staff that can do the job for you and help you out with that, then there's no point. It's just going to be the same old football with a different manager. It's crazy.
Guys, let me say something right. Everyone's made their point. Everyone's had a little statement about the thing now. Now, just want a bit of parliamentary proceedings, as Chris Eubank would say. And let's go have an open table, open discussion now. Let's go for it. I'm just going to throw this out there now. I don't agree with Matty when Matty says that the coaching staff should leave as well. I get what you're saying. I don't agree with that.
Hold on.
Let's go.
Well, let me just start there then. When I said the same thing on Monday, when Matt made that comment, I had a go at Matt and I said, well, what are you saying, bro? You can't get rid of the whole coaching setup right now and leave us bare going into a Champions League game. Can't do that. But on the other hand,
Ronaldo fucking manage it then. Player coach for 2 games. I don't think he'll care. He'll be the LeBron James of freaking FIFA for right now.
If you know what, Connor, if I thought it'd work, it'd be like, yeah, happy days. But I think it'd be asking too much of him. But we cannot leave ourselves bare going into this game. After this game, when the other manager does come in and brings his own setup, then yeah, push them down the pecking order. Objection.
Shah said earlier, yeah, Shah, you're in the dock now. Shah, you said earlier that Carrick is not good enough to go. You're really worried about the next couple of games. Kinde, I mean, what do you reckon about that? You think Carrick's not good enough to be coached? These guys, you know, we were top of the league in the Champions League. But you say we're worried about whether Carrick can run a game.
Listen. I'm not worried about Carrick like short term. If he's for a couple of weeks, and I'm confident that we'll get through the Champions League phase. And sometimes, you know, every time a new manager leaves and someone comes in, there's always a big buzz, and you know, the team always suddenly starts to perform well. But I just think that I know that Carrick is part of the coaching setup. And Ollie's the manager, and he's publicly said that he doesn't do the coaching. He's the manager, and he chooses a team. So that means Carrick was part of the problem. So that means when Laurent Blanc comes in, I hope he brings his own coaching staff, which I'm confident he will.
Yeah, he's not going to leave him in Qatar. He's not going to go, hey, boys, hold down the ship in Qatar for me. I'll be back at the end of the year. Like, it's not like he's managing some scrubs. His star player right now in Qatar is James Rodriguez. He's got multiple either currently really good players or guys that are kind of towards the end of the career that were pretty good players in their day. It's not like he's going to go, oi, fam, I'm off to England. Y'all stick here in Qatar. I'll be back at the end of the year, and we'll pick it right back up, yeah? Like, no, he's going to take his boys and go, no, we're all going to Manchester. We're all going to kill it and hope to try and get the full job. Stupid.
Let's look at this as well from the point of view of Unai Emery with this game coming up so quickly now on Tuesday. How is he looking at this whole situation and his squad? They're going to be so pumped and ready. They're going to be already 50% winning this game in their attitude and their
they need to win, don't they? How's the group positions?
So group position right now is United in first on 7 points on goal difference, Villarreal in second with 7 points, Atalanta on 5 points in third, and Young Boys in fourth on 3 points.
Look, the Villarreal game for us is a must win. We can't be going to Los Boys.
Yeah, we can't lose.
Los Boys, right? We can't be going to that second game and having to play on it.
We win that game, we're through. We literally win that game, we're through.
And this is where my problem is, and when I'm going to go back to it, that Carrick and Phil McKenna have been involved in this coaching setup for the last 5 games. That includes the Liverpool loss, that includes the Watford loss, that includes the City loss, and that even includes the Atalanta draw, which we should have lost that game as well, right? So you tell me how much confidence you've got. They've got rid of Ollie, which by the looks of it, from all the players' social media, they liked Ollie and they actually wanted to play for him. So what's Ollie?
Hold on a minute. Guys, I see 12, 13 people watching. I want you all to hit the like button now. Do it now, because I'm the manager now, and I'm convicted of what I say. So do it right now. I want to see 20 likes by the end of this show. Or 25. Keep going.
I'm not convinced at all that Carrick is worth a grain of salt. But it's not like you're going to just go, oi, everybody's got to go. You have to. I think one comment is perfectly right. They were ready to fire him at the end of the year. He was playing a child. They were not prepared for him to go before Christmas. Because even if you get to Christmas, you get to the January window, and you kind of like, here, manager, come in and have the whole, January window to kind of get some players in possibly. And that's why they had Ten Hag, who's like, yeah, I'll come at the end of the year. But now they had to fire him in November.
Connor, none of these managers are going to leave their situation. Ten Hag's on the way to win the Eredivisie, right? Poch will probably win the League One, right? So none of these managers are going to leave midway through.
Of course.
Right? Halfway through, they're not going to leave.
Can I just ask a question?
Look, we're going on about
Blanc's not coaching in a high-profile country.
It doesn't matter. It's still a coach who's coached high profile, and it's someone that's not a coach that was part of the problem.
He could go back and get that job after. They'd be begging for him back. Managers could do that.
For me, there's a big elephant in the room here, and that is the fact that, wait a minute, so Man United have come out and said, right, let's, and I like what Jackie said, it's like a carry-on film, because it does look like a carry-on film. They've gone, right, yeah, Carrick, well, you're the one, but wait a minute. Somebody's got to take a step back and go to the board. Yeah, well, wait a minute. You do realise that you've got an ex-manager right there in your midst, in Mike Phelan, who has got some managerial experience. Why have they not put him in charge for these couple of games?
Because he's going to get slaughtered, just like everybody was like, oh, Ole got freaking relegated with Cardiff, and so did he with Hull.
But
thank you. I can't say that.
But let's have it right. He has got more experience in coaching a team going into games than Michael Carrick has. It's bonkers, man.
It doesn't matter. It's like they're the same person.
One thing that just came up in the comments here, was the thing about Nicky Butt. Nicky Butt left, right? He left the setup for a reason. I want to go back to this, right? We're talking about the current setup. I think Nicky Butt did not agree with McKenna and Carrick.
He didn't agree with Fletcher and freaking Murto getting the DOF job. That's what he wanted. He was the head of the academy for years, and he went, I want to go to the next level, and was basically told, now we're going to bring in somebody else, and then we're going to upgrade Fletcher instead. But see, for me, I got to pose a question. Would you rather have Carrick leading this team for the rest of the year, or would you rather have Blanc?
Plonk.
Answer me right now with a straight face.
Hold on. I'll answer
that.
I'll answer that. At the start of the show, I said Carrick is here as the caretaker until an interim comes in to take us to the next end of the season. I think that's what I understood by that. So that means he's only here for a couple of games, maybe, until they organise this guy, which rightly so, Talk MU was cussing about saying we're not organised. We haven't even got this guy in. The guy should be in today, you know?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, if we could get Ten Hag at the end of the season, confirmed, because he's pretty much said, give me till the end of the year and I'll come. Would you rather have Blanc take us to the rest of the way, or would you rather have Carrick take us the rest of the way?
Oh, Blanc.
The problem I have with that, though, is the fact that we're going for managers that are saying, "Oh, we'll just wait until the end of the year." I want someone who wants to be at our club now. I want a manager who wants to take.
Doesn't work like that.
I don't want this. What do you mean? Like,
I get where you're going with that.
I think I agree with you. I think we all want a manager who's gonna actually take us on a journey that we all want, right? Ollie's taken us to a certain point in that journey, and unfortunately, he got a flat tire on the bus, right? We all know. Okay, so listen, we're at a flat tire point. The RAC man's right? He's there. He's just gonna get us a spare on, and we're gonna wheel along. The problem is the managers that I think the club have approached have all rejected it at this stage of the season purely because they're committed in what they're doing at the moment.
For one more, for 7 months? It was
easy for Tuchel to leave. It was easy for Tuchel to come to Chelsea. He was fired. He was gone.
I think there's only 2 managers that they've probably had conversations physically with.
Look, they messed up when they didn't go for what's his name at Spurs right now. They should have got him in when he had
the Sorry. Can I just say, Conte is not the right fit for Man United.
Conte's not fit.
Why not?
Because the formation he plays, he's got a history of getting on the players' bad sides, like thing with what's his name, Diego Costa and all that. Yeah. I don't think he's the right fit. I don't think he's got the right philosophy in terms of like nurturing players. And I've seen the recruitment, the sort of players he buys. It's like Mourinho. It's like players for now. He's not the right fit.
Now, academy's shite.
Yeah,
he's always leaves on a bad note. He's never left the club where they've gone. We like having you. Thank you for being here. Can you get out of my sight as quickly?
And he's a short term. Where has he stayed? We're looking at someone long term. Now, the only high profile manager available is Zidane. And he said no. From what I'm hearing, Zidane wants the France job next year.
His missus is like Di Maria's missus. Gets too cold in Manchester.
Yeah, exactly. So I respect these managers who want to see out the season because Ajax are doing really well. I think they could go on another Champions League run. I think Ten Hag, his profile will be even higher by the end of the season. Well,
hold on. Let me ask you a question quickly. So, look, with Dutch football, I mean, you can score like 30 and 30 in Dutch football, and people think this guy's world class, get him in. But it's not always the case, is it? It's hard to assess. Is it the same as managers in Dutch football, being successful as the top club as Ajax, and occasionally get like a good group of youngsters going far, looking good, being Dortmund or in Champions League, that sort of thing? Is that a good indicator of a good coach? Or is it? Or what are you looking at here? How are we judging this new coach? Is he the new guy? What credentials does he have?
CEO of Ajax, right? Van der Sar, CEO of Ajax.
He's a CEO.
He is a CEO. He runs that club.
Right. So Van der Sar runs Ajax, right? He knows what it's like to bring through an academy himself. He's done it. He was part of that Ajax framework, part of the United framework, right? So he's running things at that level. Now, if you've got that direction and that level of knowledge already, and that's someone who's running the ship, right? We were talking about the ship sinking, right? Well, that ship went down when they lost all those players, right? After the Champions League run they had, yeah. They splintered like anything. A similar situation with Monaco. He's built that team back up after 3-4 years, and that's with the coaches. They lost another coach after that.
One of their coaches left to go to get another job because he was offered a head spot somewhere else.
Yeah, exactly, right. So that goes to show that actually their structure and what they've got is a good structure. Would he want to leave that and come to somewhere like us at the moment, which are advertising a very bad structure.
I think for
Well,
me,
we got good youth set up.
I think the thing is, and this is the reason. This is what I rate managers in leagues that aren't the premier top 5. Is I look at their Europe stats and I look at their stats against teams in their league that also go to Europe. PSV, they've done very well against. They beat them 5-0 this year. They beat Dortmund twice in a row. And guess what he said after both of those games? We weren't good enough.
Yeah.
We could be. What the? Are you shitting me? You go 4-0, 5-0, and 3-0 against PSV and Dortmund, and you go, we're not good enough. We need to be better. Are you kidding me? Are you saying you don't want that manager in the club where it seems like our standards has gone down the shithole?
How long, Connor or Matt or whoever, how long would it take for him to employ that philosophy that Ajax play into Man United? Do you think this is going to take a few years? Would he have the time to do that? Because Louis van Gaal didn't have the time to employ his philosophy onto Manchester United.
I think with Man United's a different kettle of fish. I don't think it looks attractive for the sort of manager that he is. Seeing how the club is run and what they're based on is not his philosophy. So look, I think looking at it from his side, he's like, I'm at a good club here. Edwin van der Sar is my boss, who is an ex-player and knows the club inside out and cares about it. Does anyone at Man United at the top really care about what's going on with the team? Not really. So if I was him, I'd just stay where you are, like someone said in the comments as well, like that's what Man United aspire to be, like Ajax, the way that they bring through youth. And look, I can't see that for a very long time. And if he does come, he needs all the staff around him to be with him. And I doubt that very much.
I just want to make a point, another point, sorry, Shah, around Antonio Conte. Is it not true that we did actually speak to Antonio Conte? That was
We
right.
did.
And do you know why? Do you know why he didn't take? You know why we didn't? That deal wasn't done. Like I said, exactly on Monday, money, because of the money's involved. And I said at the time when it was on the stream, and I said this won't happen because Ed Woodward will advise the Glazers. No, this is not good in financial sense for us going forward in this, especially right now because of the position that they're in, etc.
You wanted so much money.
So am I getting this wrong? Is Man United, are we not like an attractive proposition to any sort of wannabe manager?
I think any team that has Ronaldo is attractive. I think any team with Ronaldo is an attractive way to go. If you have a team like this where you can tell this is a team that just needs a manager away from being really, really good, I think it's an attractive situation. And with Conte, like it said, and the good thing I think with Ten Hag as well, and this is a point in his favor, Ajax don't really have that much money to spend year by year, do they? They ain't like the big boys of the Prem where they're bustling out hundreds of millions every single year on players. So he can deal with the stinginess of the morons that lead this club in the boardroom and back in Florida because he's dealt with not getting much money in the first place. He's dealt with only 50-60 million a year on being his budget.
Connor, is that enough though for Man United? It ain't, because I've said it time and time again. With the Glazers, the problem is they are not willing to be challenging for the Premier League season in, season out because of the cost ratio of actually going to win it to the return you get for winning it and being successful in it. It doesn't balance out. The return is not that big in terms of what needs to be spent on the outlays to do so. So for me, this looking in as a manager, yeah, you're looking at it and thinking, shit, wait a minute. We know that the talks broke down between Antonio Conte because it was money. Any good manager will understand that because they're looking at our squad and going, that midfield is crap. It's unbalanced. It's all over the shop. And there's 2 top quality midfielders in there, as well as what we've already got. There's contracts that need to be still sorted out. You've got players moaning. You've got players posting pictures of themselves in other kits whilst they're still contracted to Man United.
Name and shame. Who's that?
Jesse Lingard, he's putting a picture of himself out in a West Ham kit.
I'm not. No, wait, no. Don't mention this till Friday because we don't get this argument again. Delay this till Friday because I don't want to get into this again.
You know my point. You know what I'm saying. This then kind of thing should not be happening. As a manager looking through the window, you're looking at this whole thing and going, wait a minute, well, why? And the first question I'd be asking as a manager is, how the fucking hell have you got into this situation for being the most successful club in England? How have you got yourselves into this situation? And the only place you're going to look is up. You don't look down, guys. We know that. You only look up.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got to head off. Cheers for having me.
I know you're going for lunch, Connor,
Yeah.
but surely you're full up now because we've given you enough to yam on. And you can come and
food for thought. Yeah, definitely.
some food for thought there. for you,
Yeah,
Connor.
definitely.
Connor,
Definitely. I got to prepare
fantastic,
some more.
fantastic having you on. What are you having for lunch, by the way?
I have no clue yet. I'll see when I open the fridge.
Fish and chips.
Okay, all right. Well, anyone want to guess what he's having for lunch in the comments? Anyway, Connor, thanks
Sandwich.
again. We'll see you during the week.
Sandwich.
Most
Well,
likely, yeah.
thanks for your contributions, man. God bless you, Connor. Have a great,
Cheers.
great.
Everybody have a great day. Thanks for having me.
Guys, if you don't realize, we see he's having lunch and not dinner because he's in America. And he's
It's
got about
11:30.
5 hours behind.
It's 11:30 in the morning here.
Wow. I don't know how he does it. I mean, I stayed up to watch the fight last night, and that killed me. But anyway, we'll move on. Big up, Connor. Thanks for your contribution.
Cheers.
Next up, so Carrick's coming in. He's going to be there for a few games at least. He's a ledge as a player. Once again, another player coming through. With United now, do we need an experienced boss, a boss who's done it, like with Mourinho, who's proven, for example? Not saying Mourinho, but that's why we got Mourinho in at the time. Or do we, like with this Dutch coach, for example, he's someone who's proven in the Dutch league, but not proven in a big club. And as you say, like Talk, you like to say, Man United's biggest club in this world, and sometimes coming to a big club like that, sometimes it can be a bit overwhelming. I mean, Kehinde, what do you think about that? Who should we get, like an experienced coach or someone who's on the way up?
This is the thing. So, like, I was talking to someone the other day about this, about Frank de Boer doing well at Ajax as well, and then coming to Crystal Palace and then not even winning the game. So it's very hard to judge. But I just think with Ten Hag, he's got that pedigree because of what he's achieved in the Champions League. And that shows you that, not just in his own league, but in the top teams in Europe, that he's able to take his team far. Because my thing is, like, our squad's good enough, so any manager with a philosophy can manage these players. That's what I believe. So even Brendan Rodgers, I don't want him, but I know he'll do a lot better than Ollie does because he's got philosophy. Yeah. So, I trust that Ten Hag, he's a young, up-and-coming manager. I would trust him to come in and do a good job.
Conde, I want to say on that is, you're exactly right, because we don't want somebody coming in and going, right, here's the destination, guys. That's where the destination you've got to, without giving them the route on how to get there. You know what I mean? We need somebody who's going to come in and actually before you even start looking at winning anything, they've got to go right back to the basics and go, no. This has all been all wrong. The way you've been playing, it's all over the show. We've got to find ourselves an identity again. That's the first key, an identity in our, because we have to adapt to the modern game. The modern game is you can still play 4-4-2.
Great point.
You can still play all these other kind of formations, but you have to have like you keep saying, Amoni, and I've always agreed, apart from once, about the patterns of play and then blah, blah. That has to be the first base for me.
So does he tick the boxes in patterns of play then? And philosophy of football?
Yeah, without a doubt. This guy does, most definitely. But I'm agreeing with Kahunde in the fact that we don't want somebody like Pochettino, who seems to have tried giving the route and it's failed. He said to the guys at Spurs when he was there, here's the destination. They almost got to the destination and totally bottled it and cacked it. Twice in the league, once in the league and then once in the Champions League. So I don't want this guy. I'm just not interested.
Guys, I'm hearing some really good things about Steven Gerrard, for example. He's a Liverpool legend, and he went to Rangers, done his sort of experience, got his experience there. Now he's come to Villa. He's won his first game at Brighton. Brighton, a team which has really kind of been kind of stable and strong in this year and last year as well, with a good manager. He's won his first game 2-0. And he's not even talking about a Liverpool job just yet, and that's probably the pinnacle for him. That's what probably his journey, where it leads him, the end goal, the end game for him. So do you think that's the right route for someone like him to prove it, do what he did in Scotland, then prove it in a side like Villa, who's a sleeping giant in all senses? You live in Birmingham, don't you, Shah? So I'm quite impressed with that, and I'm impressed that all along the way he's building up his coaching staff. He seems to be like, he's got Gary McAllister with him. He's got a few guys from Scotland he's brought down with him. He's got his crew. They're like a crew. It's like his entourage, as they say, like in boxing, your entourage with you. So I like the way he's doing it, and eventually when he does get a big job, I think he'd be more prepared for it, and by having that sort of education throughout the leagues like that. So and same with Rooney, for example. Rooney's gone to Derby. and he's not ready yet, I don't think. But I think that's a good starting point to build yourself up and get that experience, because you can't just walk into jobs like that, you know. So anyone
one problem
that
we've got, right? One problem we've got right at the moment is we're in a transition of all these old great managers slowly, you know, coming towards the end of their careers, maybe getting the last few gigs, you know, the Ancelottis, some of these other managers that are probably going to stop coaching. Some of these younger generation managers, they're coming in with the lessons that they've been taught in UEFA, in the rule books, without the physical experience. They're trying to implement what they've been taught because that's what they've been taught in their approach to how to coach, how to set up a team, a formation, etc. Right? This is they've been educated in this along their way throughout their whole either playing career or education career, right? So the approach is that Gerrard is going, listen, end of the day, he's not going to end up at our club, right? So as Ollie said, I couldn't care less, right? About Gerrard, to be honest. But what I was going to say was that I think what similarities we have to take as us as a club and to someone like Ajax is the way that they work through their education system. Even Barcelona, to a certain degree, build from the ground up, right? So your Luis Enrique, he's not going to take the job. World Cup coming up for Spain, he's not going to take it, right? So these sort of coaches that you're thinking about, they're not going to move, that are senior and that have got the experience, have won stuff. So we have to look at these younger coaches, 100%.
What is with Steven Gerrard for me is it's attitude and ambition. You look at his attitude. Look at that when he won that game with Villa the other day, and he comes onto the post-match conference. Look how confident he is in what he's doing and what he believes in. He's got belief. He's got ambition. He's brave. He's gone straight into that Villa squad and just gone whoosh bang, and he's got them at it within a really, really short amount of time. And for me, that's all down to, like I just said there, is the ambition and the attitude and, you know, being brave and giving the players license to go out and express themselves and be good at what they do, not holding them back, not having them doing things that they shouldn't be doing, like we've been doing. Look at how we break down as a team. I know we've had this conversation before about players needing to be able to cover a little bit here and cover a little bit there. That's fine, but when you find Cristiano Ronaldo dropping right back into the sort of DM role, and they're trying to find the ball to then pass it and then has to start running forward, yeah, that's crazy. Or Bruno Fernandes at right back or left back, wherever he ends up. It's all over the shop, man. It just like it's like a puzzle that's been, you know, a jigsaw puzzle has been shaken up in the box and then thrown out in the woods, and we're just lost. There's pieces lost all over the place. All
right, Kahinde, I know you're my brother, and you've had a few bets from time to time. I'll give you the odds here. And what do you think is good value for money here? Zinedine Zidane is 11-10. Brendan Rodgers 6-4. Darren Fletcher is 61 on. Ajax coach is 10-1, and Laurent Blanc is 20-1. So what do you think is good value for money there?
Well, the Blanc one, because if Blanc does come in as an interim and does do well, we could just give him the job, and that's a very likely situation.
Well, we got to learn not to do that, though, Conde, haven't we? We've got to learn from
I'm just putting out a little scenario.
Don't put it out there. Just don't put it out there.
No, but I've got to be realistic. You know, my brother's asked me a question, and I'm just answering.
I'm joking.
So I hope it doesn't happen. I want Ten Hag, but you know. Yeah. But
can I just add?
See,
I've got another stat here about an Ajax coach. Ajax has scored 499 goals in 184 games across all competitions under the manager. That's averaging 2.7 goals a game, and he has a 72.8 win percentage. Now, once again, this is Dutch league. They are the best team in the Dutch league, and they're on fire at the moment. And just going back to their philosophy, what they've done over the last few years, I do know a little bit about this. What they've done over the last few years, they were buying cheaper players, a bit like the guy who's Ziyech. He played for a smaller Dutch team. They brought him in. He was a big signing for them, you know, and he's went on now and they've got money back from Chelsea and thing. So what they were doing, they focused on the youth academy, and obviously they have great players come through the youth. So we can sit here all day naming them who've, even in the last 10 years, players that have come through Ajax youth system. But then a few years ago, they decided to spend money on more experienced players. So they got the guy from Southampton, the Serbian, bless you. That's all right, no problem. They got the Serbian guy from Southampton. What's his name, Zico?
I forget. This has eluded me now. Does anyone else?
Anyone know who's the Serbian guy? He's played for Southampton, now plays for Ajax.
Tadic.
Yeah. And they got and we've for Southampton, we're like, oh, he's all right, he's not bad. He's gone there. He's got semi-final Champions League. Then they got the guy from West Ham who's played for the striker from West Ham who only played a season over here and didn't do too well. And now he's scoring 4 goals in a game. He's top goal scorer in the Champions League. What's his name, everybody?
One day, can I just draw your attention to something on Twitter from Fabrizio Romano?
Yeah, go ahead.
Just tweeted 40 minutes ago, and it says, Eric Ten Hag asked about Manchester United job again. And he says, let me put it this way. I don't know anything. I haven't heard anything, so I don't have to worry about all that. He said to it.
I would expect him to say something like that.
Yeah. It's a bit like Brendan Rodgers saying the other day, getting angry, pretending to be angry about.
There's a great manager in charge of Manchester. That's disrespectful. You know?
My brother's so good at impressions. Better than you, maybe, at talk of you. Maybe that. Let's have a face off.
Forget about
it.
Hey, on Monday, there was a good comment back there about VDB, DVB, BVB, Donny van der Beek, right?
You got a stutter.
DVD.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Is this one?
No, the Donny van der Beek one, whether Carrick's going to be playing Donny van der Beek, right?
Okay, I can't find it at the moment. Just give.
It's Rush Mano, big shout out.
Yeah,
one thing is very ironic, isn't it? That Donny van der Beek scores his goal after coming on.
Yeah,
and literally last screaming for him to play. I really hope that we do see more of Donny van der Beek, and I hope Carrick and the team, they realise what he's capable of doing. That game just showed everything. Even at 4-1, 3-1, he was still hunting. He was still after it. He wanted it. And, you know, that's a player that wants to play football.
Well, hopefully, this is what I'm saying. Everyone, I think what people have been frustrated with, including myself, is Ollie's team selection and his obsession with McTominay and Fred. I hope that Carrick brings something. I know that Carrick is a fan of McTominay, and I think that he's been trying to teach McTominay the role. But my main thing is really January transfer window, get a new CDM. Because if we do not do that, we're not going to get the top 4. Who it is, who's in charge, someone has to address that in January. Get a new. Who do
you like, bro? Who do you like as a CDM?
I like Declan Rice. But it's unrealistic to get him in January. I like the guy from Monaco. I think we should get Tchouameni. I think he's available. We could afford him 40 to 50 million, and he's playing Europa League. He's available. We should get him.
Does everyone agree? We need. Sorry, Matt. Go ahead. Yeah.
I just want to say as well, it's actually going to be a very tough year to get players in because of the World Cup next winter. So I think if you're going to get these players in, you really do want to get them in January. So I think getting them in the summertime could be a risk. And I just think it needs to be done this January to get the players that you need to replace or get in that position. Like we said, CDM is very important, isn't it?
The World Cup starts in the winter next year, doesn't it?
Yeah, November.
21st, isn't it? I think it's the 21st of November it kicks off.
January, we have to address it because it's like when we brought in Bruno a couple of seasons ago in January, transfer window, he changed the rest of the season for us. And we got him third. We were nowhere near the Champions League spots, but it made such a big difference. And that's a key player that we needed in that area because we were lacking creativity. And
just curious.
Yeah, go on ahead.
Just curious, I want to ask all of you guys, I just wonder how football works sometimes. So we identify, so we're talking about CDM, and it's now November. We're saying, right, let's get out there and get the CDM ready. Why isn't the CDM not signed on January the 1st? Why do a lot of signings happen on the last few minutes of the window on January the 30th or something? Yeah. I don't understand why that happened. Why does it take so long?
And that's a good point, bro, because I saw Chelsea do it a couple of seasons ago with Pulisic. Like they signed him, but they did in January, but they didn't have him until the summer. But they had a pre-agreement, you know, and that's how we should be running our transfers. Like we want this guy, let's get the deal done, you know. Do it like 2-3 months before. Why are we waiting? You know, we are the slowest team when it comes to transfers and our targets. We are the slowest team with negotiations and everything. It drags on, and it drags on so much that it bores you. Look how the Sancho thing, how long that lasted for.
And
You know,
do
mate,
you remember the Bruno Fernandes saga? That went on for
That
about
lasted, a good 6-7 months. Sancho was
That was
2 years.
two transfer windows.
We just
Yeah, but
we're so
guys,
slow at transfers.
guys, we're talking about players. How we so we're like snails when it comes to getting players. Isn't
Yeah.
that been proven to get with staff now, with management? Because now we sacked a coach or we got rid of a coach, and there's no one, you know, turning up, being presented with his new jacket or whatever, you know.
You're
Coaching
100%
jacket.
right. There's a lot of transition. There's a lot of change. We've got changes at the top. Ed Woodward finishes his job in 6 weeks. Christmas Day, do you think he's going to be sitting there being down in the office, or do you reckon he's going to be having his dinner this year? He's gone, right? So there's going to be a transition there. And then you've got situation. And Ed, reason why I'm bringing up Ed Woodward is because he's the person that deals with the signing off for the transfers, for crying out loud.
why is he still here? I don't get why he's
Yeah, he's going, but he's still just sitting in that seat.
The contract, it was until the end of the year, right? So December, whatever date it is his last date.
It is going to be a New Year's celebration, isn't it? This year, it's really going to be a celebration, right? Cool.
The other thing now, right, that you've got a negotiator, you've got a new person, a new point of contact who's going to come in. Obviously, and handle the business.
Someone just sparked me by mentioning Bruno Fernandes. Does anyone want to talk about Bruno Fernandes and 1,000? All right, I will. Guess what, guys? We're coming up to 1,000 subscribers. If you are the 1,000th subscriber on the Man United Agenda, you will be receiving a Bruno Fernandes signed shirt from the Man United Agenda. So tell your friends to subscribe. Maybe you can share it. You know, have it one day a week each. Who knows? You know, or you can give it to your family member for Christmas. Who knows?
Can I just make a little amendment to that? Can I just
Yeah.
make a little amendment to that, Monday?
Go ahead.
It's not the 1,000 subscriber. It's when we reach 1,000 subs, we will pick one of the subscribers out.
Why am I the last to know? I've been saying this for weeks and no one's ever corrected me until now. Thank you, TalkMU.
I just thought I had to get that in because otherwise it's gonna, because everybody's like going to be thinking, you know, blah blah.
I remember them saying there'd be a live draw, won't there?
Yes, that's right. That's right.
Good. Okay. Well, I'll rephrase that, guys. Live draw for a Bruno Fernandes shirt. So tell everyone about the Man United Agenda. When I go out on the street, I'm always telling them, "Hi, do you know me? I'm from the Man United Agenda. Man United Agenda. Man United Agenda." We're on everyone's lips, you know. So make sure you subscribe and like, and press the like button, guys. Want to see at least 30 likes on today's show, minimum. Don't let us down.
I want to make something very, very clear. If Anthony Herbert is drawn out, it gets drawn again because there's no way Anthony Herbert is getting out on that shirt.
Okay. Yeah. I've actually seen the shirt and it's signed by Bruno Fernandes, but it hasn't got Bruno's name in the back or number.
Has it not got number 18 on the back?
Do you guys, when you buy shirts, guys, do you put your own name on there? Do you have your favorite player's name on there? Just asking you guys, do you guys have your own shirts, Man United shirts?
I used to when I was younger. I used to put my own name, and I used to have number 11 on the back always.
Would anyone ever get Ole Gunnar Solskjaer on the back of their shirt now?
Yeah,
as a legend.
Yeah, of course.
I've never seen a shirt with Ole on his name, even before he became coach.
Yeah,
it cost too much money, didn't it? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 7 letters. Just shorten it down to Ole. You know what I mean?
OLE.
Babyface assassin.
Or treble. You know what I mean? That's a bit right.
Who rates Ronald Koeman as the coach?
No,
that's a no then.
No way. He's failed.
He's another guy.
Has that guy liked and subscribed before we read out that comment? Come on. You can't be reading. Dipanshu, come on, man.
Rush would have Ole on his back of his shirt.
Yeah, man.
All right.
OGS, yeah.
Okay, just to add, I mean, look at just help me out here, guys. So who's recently sacked managers and got in new managers? Because I noticed the results are on their way this week.
Watford,
yeah.
Oh, well, let's not talk about that. Move on, really.
Villa.
Villa, did they win?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, they beat Brighton, didn't they? That's
Yeah,
right.
Norwich won as well with
Norwich.
Newcastle. Newcastle.
won
Did they
2-1.
win?
A good draw. Well, he wasn't really there, was he?
Oh
he
no,
was,
he's been there.
he had
He's been
COVID or something.
been there doing the
So,
training.
so what is it about a new manager? Because it seems like everyone's had these, even sides down the bottom, have had good results.
It just brings a kind of like a
New lease of life, you know. It's like
Spurs as well. Good shout there, Depanchu.
Spurs, yeah.
And different coaching staff.
Oh yeah, Spurs today, yeah.
It just G's you up, doesn't it? Because you're like, right, okay, I've got someone new. I've got to impress this guy, so I need to be on me. You know, I need to be on it. If I want to be in this guy's plans, you know, keep my place, you've got to whoosh. Because you know, if it's going south with a different manager, it's like, oh, you know, especially the players who are not being pressured for their position because of a lack of depth, strength and depth, then it just becomes it gets stale. I think that's what's happened there as well at United is it's just gone stale in terms of, you know, from top to bottom, really, hasn't it? Something right.
Here's a good saying here: new manager bounce. That's kind of breaks it down a little bit, yeah. So a new man comes in down, everyone's on their best behavior, and wanted to shine. And you know, look at me. I noticed Conte today. He played Sessegnon. He brought him on. He brought Ali on. You know, he brought all these guys on and say, you know, show me what you got.
Sessegnon's not played since I think it was last. Was it last January? I think he's not played.
It's been a while. He hasn't had a good time at Spurs. He was great at Fulham in the Premiership.
And they paid like what 30 million for him, and he's still only young, isn't he? And you know, it just goes to show what, you know, another manager coming in, how you see again. This is all about management. It's all about how you know, if you're falling out with a player or whatever, you've got to quickly nip it in the bud and make it only about performances. Once you start getting into any kind of personal spats or lifestyle spats publicly, you're not hiding to nothing. I.e., Jose Mourinho.
Yeah, guys, it's coming up to an hour now. We're going to close at an hour. I think it was a great discussion. Just a few things. Who knows what's going on this week with our show? I know on Monday we have usually Maisey's. Oh God, this is going to be the worst one yet. Maisey's scoring. So Monday at 7:00, Maisey's coming along, and she scores all the players for the previous game. So unfortunately, she's done the Liverpool recently, and now she's Man City, and now she's gonna have to do this Watford game. So tune in on Monday at 7:00, and just tell her, try to encourage her and talk MU how to score. You know, give them some good advice because I don't see anyone getting higher than a 4. Possibly.
Well,
and
then 3 players for me that stand out from that Watford game. That's all. 3 players.
Well, you can talk about that tomorrow on the show, 7:00. If you want to know what the 3 players are, tune in tomorrow with Rise and Maisie. And then 8:00, naturally, it studs up. 8:00 tomorrow night. And then what day is the Villarreal game?
Tuesday.
It's on Tuesday. So we're gonna
early kickoff, 6:45, I think it is.
Okay, so we're going to have to obviously do a preview for that. So listen out, guys. We're doing a preview for the Villarreal. Just put in the comments there. How do you think that game's going to go for us? Considering we've got an interim a janitor as a manager or caretaker. If Connor was here, I'd say janitor. But we got a caretaker as manager in Carrick. How do you think he's going to set up? Do you think he's going to set up to say, oh, look at me, I've got a win in my first game or a good result? Because that really it means something to some of these guys, doesn't it?
For me, Omondi, his first priority has to be giving the players something to sort of, you know, bite onto and go out and give them a chance to go out and absolutely really have a good go in that game and win it. So he's got to scrap this 4-2-3-1, in my opinion, and he's got to go out and he's got to give players like Donny van de Beek. He's got to definitely start Sancho if he's available. He's got to go for a 4-3-3, in my opinion, and just say, go out there and do what you do best and just, you know, go out and win it. Just go and win it. If we stick to this same system that has clearly not been working for us, the players are going to be like, well, yeah, well, you know, what's going on here? You're just doing the same thing. So for me, he's got to get rid of that.
I think it's going to be 0-0, like Bath Time says here. I do think it's going to be a stale 0-0 because they can go into the last game against Atalanta. They don't want to risk anything by losing. They want to go into the last game against Atalanta and try and get a result there.
We just got to beat Young Boys at home to get 10 points that will qualify.
So, Matty, what do you think about the game? How do you think Carrick's going to set up in his first game in charge?
I think just exactly the same as we always have. I think we're just going to have to scrape through again. I'm not sure we're going to put in the performance that everyone thinks we're going to. And I think Villarreal are probably going to win this game. And it's just going to get worse for us. Look, I don't want that to be the case, but just got to be realistic, I think. And Villarreal are a bogey team to us. We've only beaten them once out of all the times we played them. So, yeah, difficult. But look, I hope he goes out and does his best, mate. I really do hope he does.
Shah and Kahinde, how do you think they're going to set up? Do you think he's good? Because it'd be nice for him to get a result. He can say, look, I managed one game and I got a good result. How do you think he's set up against Villarreal? They're decent.
I'm not too sure, to be honest, how he's going to set up because I don't know what he's thinking, who he's going to start, what formation. I think I'm just going to say we could afford to lose against Villarreal and beat Young Boys at home in our last game. If we beat Young Boys at home in our last game, we qualify. But I think a draw would suit both teams.
Okay. Shah?
I'm going with 4-2-3-1.
Yep.
Set up personally. And I think they will try to go for the win, but I think they'll be done on the counter-attack like we see Villarreal do against us in the last couple of games that we played them.
And Harry Maguire can play, can't he? He can play in that tournament.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Just quickly, so that's a Monday night, guys. Tune in Monday, 7:00 for Maisey's. Oh God, it's gonna be really funny. Amazing talk. I'm gonna go and give the player ratings. 8:00 will be studs up, and we're also gonna probably preview the game against Villarreal. So tune in for that as well. Post-match, live watch along is gonna be Rise, who's our Bobby Moore. What's his name? Reg Gutteridge. No, who's a good football commentator? Who's your favorite football commentator, guys? I like Andy Gray.
Peter Brackley, I like.
Peter Brackley, yeah. I like Andy Gray. Andy Gray
He's our talk, Rise. That's who I'm
He's our resident commentator. John Motson says part-time. John Motson, Motson was good. Motson was a stats man. He'd come out with all these stats throughout the game. Who's your favorite sidekick? I'm asking you to talk. Who's your favorite sidekick to work with as a commentator before I move on?
Maisey.
Oh God! You're supposed to say me, bro.
Sorry, right. You said to be honest. If you put a wig on Monday and a dress,
I'm not doing that again. All right. So that's we're doing a post. So we're watching the watch along with Talk MU for the Villarreal game. And you say that's at 6:00. So try and tune in for that, guys. And then we're doing a post match as well. For the Villarreal, and there's been a lot of talking points. And if there's any news, like I said to you guys, let us know. Let us know on Twitter, on YouTube, or just hit us up and let us know if there's anything specifically that we should be talking about. Clive Tilsley. Oh my God, he takes us way back now. Rise. Clive Tilsley. I like that one. Okay. And we're about to sign off, man. It's been an hour, and it's been an hour of fun, real hardcore chat, a lot of parliamentary proceedings, and I really like that. We're civil and orderly. I like that as well, guys. So big respect to you guys. And it's done through consistency. I want to say, Matt, big up, Matt. What have you got anything going on this week?
Yeah, we're live in 55 minutes doing the Premier League weekend show.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm going to come and tune in. I'm coming to tune in. It's Football United TV. Brilliant. Talk MU, how are you? What are you doing for the rest of the evening?
I don't know. I need to speak to Matt about that.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. But you two were going like bumping heads earlier, you know? That's good to say. Yeah,
but that's the thing, Monday. With just what you said there, that's the best thing about this whole game here is that you can have a disagreement, but it doesn't. That's as far as it goes. It's like right, that's it. It's not. You don't hold on to things. Holding on to things just makes you sort of too heavy. You know when you can't.
So you are kissing and making up, huh? You want him to wear a dress as well and a wig?
I've seen Matt in a wig.
Shah, what are you doing for the rest of the evening?
I'm gonna go watch a nice movie myself, to be honest with you, because I can't watch any more football highlights. Match of the Day 2 is cancelled. For next week. I don't think I'll be watching anything to do with football today. Now, I've talked about it enough.
What are you doing for the rest of the day?
I've got leg day at the gym, so I've got to do my squats. Yeah. Okay, doing my squats, man.
Well, I might come and join you then.
It's not a gym, you know.
You just ask. I'm on the. Kahunde, how tall are you?
6'3".
6'3" and about 5 foot wide. I bet your arm muscles, right, are probably bigger than both of my legs put together, bro. And you and
I'll tell you something really funny, guys. The other day we were playing football, and there's fight today. We were at football this morning, and there's a big fight going on and everything else. But Zico Kinde plays centre back, and he probably has to get a spray-on shirt soon because he could just about get on him, you know. And so this kid up front thought he was a whiz kid, you know, some flash kid. He was trying to do a little something with Zico. Zico fouled him. And he got up. He wasn't thinking. He got up. He's like, "What the F?" And gave him a big shove. And Zico just stood there like that. And then he sort of, you know, he's going through his head. He's like, "Okay, how do I start this out?" Oh, fuck, get off me! Stop holding me! You know. And Zico's just laughing, like chuckling, like he is now. You know. But yeah. Anyway, come and tune into our football team as well. We've got a good, fun football team. We won again today in the County Cup. We're going to quarterfinals now. So yeah. Guy at bath time, Jackie, Rush, Daniel, Saragon, who else? We've got Anthony Herbert, Mr. B, Rand, Dipan Show, had you on the show the other day, big up Luca's life. Anyone else you can see in these comments here?
Lakiko,
big up. Solo. Who's Solo? Oh, Solo, him again.
Niall Kane, RTM, Noah.
RTM, Cosman.
Big up Maisey.
GMS.
Akil.
Ian Shaw.
Jackie.
Great shout. Great. What fantastic.
Kay Larson is also, I met Kay Larson yesterday down at the game. Kaz. I think his name's Kaz. So I've done an interview with him. If you want to check out the interviews, go on to the Man United Agenda. We've done a couple of interviews down at the Watford game. And he was a great guy.
Is that the guy you got on that clip? Yeah.
Yeah, he's on the clip. Kaz, how you doing, Kaz? Big up, man. Yeah, we're still disappointed. And thanks for tuning in. Noah, Noah.
Bergerson.
Who?
Robin Bergerson.
Oh, Robin. Big up, Robin, man. How you doing, bruv? And we've got Fox's Focus. That will be Brad, I imagine. Yep. Daily Dugout, Charlie. And all the rest of you. But Niall as well. Niall, how you doing? And everyone else who's tuned in today, thank you so much for coming on. This is Man United. I hope you really enjoyed the show. I enjoyed it, and we're all off to do what we do. Instead of not squatting, though. No one's going for squats apart from this crazy big bouncer down at the bottom left.
But don't forget to tell the people to like, share, and subscribe.
You're right, and I want to see 30 likes. Otherwise, you're not playing next week, guys. I'm not bringing you on. Okay, we're out. God bless you guys. Have a great rest of the weekend. I know it's Monday. We've got to go to work tomorrow. So let's try and enjoy it, and then tune in tomorrow to our show. God bless. Bye-bye.
Ciao.
Bye.